Cool guys, we're live. Welcome. My setup is a bit different to usual, which is cool. Um, do let me know if you guys can hear me fine, if you're watching, and yeah, that's pretty much me. Um, I'm just busy setting up my call with Kevin, so I'll join him in a second. Uh, Sweet, Kevin.
What's up, my bro?
I'm good, dude. How are you? I've got my
Laka
whole new
laka.
setup. And I
Oh, that
have
looks so
my
cool.
coffee.
Oh, you got your coffee?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's not a setup till you don't until you have that, you know.
yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
so uh,
Yeah.
so many things. What to do? We've just started, uh, and nothing's blown up. And I kind of want to know from other people, just like in comments, if they are watching, just let me know if one of us is too loud or too soft or something. Cool. So this is the
Yeah.
start of our new series. Yay! So exciting. Except that
Yay.
it's in the morning and early and
Slick.
we're tired. um, mm. So we are going to build a online multiplayer tic-tac-toe game, which will be really, really, really cool. Yeah, you guys can see Kevin's face. I wasn't showing your face until now.
Right. It's chill.
So I guess, should we just hop in and get started?
Yeah,
Because
let's do it,
I
bro.
don't really know what to do. So I'm here in my like dev folder, so I'm gonna make a new thing. So ignore all this, not
Cool.
important. Actually, I'll just hide it. This is just my console, keeping it all in one place. So
Cool.
what we're gonna start with doing is, we're not making our app on Code Sandbox this time. We're just doing it in the console. If you have,
Yeah.
well, we're using Visual Studio Code for people who don't know, and you need to have Node.js installed on your like device, on your Mac or your PC or whatever. We're using PC this time. Um, and then if you've got Node installed, then you can use this npx command. So this is just npx create React app. So that's like how you make a new app. And then we say the name of our app. So I'm going to say TicTacToe, like that. And then I want to use the TypeScript template. So this like last part that says template TypeScript, um, it's not too like useful. Like, well, I mean, it is useful, but you don't need it for if we were going to build that other JavaScript like one that we did. Then you wouldn't have to worry about this. So if you get what I mean, this is just to add TypeScript. So you don't need the template in there. It's just an optional extra like little flag. So I'm going to say enter.
Yeah.
And hey, Arsalan,
Cool.
or if I spelled your name right, this guy just said, I'm a superhero. That's great. Thanks for calling me a superhero. I appreciate it. So yeah, we ran that to npx, create React app, TicTacToe, template TypeScript, and now it's just busy creating it and adding like it's installing the like node modules now, and that's what's happening inside there. So these warnings, they're okay, it's fine, they won't break stuff, your app will still work. um so I'm using yarn, so this should go a bit quicker because it's cached now, but you can use
Cool.
like just
Awesome.
basically create React app so that I have yarn installed, so it's using yarn instead of like npm
Yeah.
install. So that's cool. You can install yarn, you don't have to. Either way will work fine. So yeah, um, getting a bunch of like warning stuff on my stream, just saying my bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Um, I might need to change some settings here, just quickly. So where do I set that bitrate? Output, blah 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 blah. That's audio bitrate, video bitrate. Weird. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's fine. I can optimize it like another day. um,
Cool.
cool. Anyway, so yeah, it worked. So I'm just gonna go cd TicTacToe because this created a new directory. And then in here, I'm gonna go open my new TicTacToe folder, which is like in dev somewhere here, TicTacToe. So I created a new full folder that contains our React app. So there we go, all happy and familiar. Sorry, I installed something there. So yeah, I'm gonna open my terminal, and I can simply run this by doing npm run start, but I'm gonna use Node. I mean yarn. So I'm gonna just yarn start everything because now it's my stream. I get to do it my way. I made this app. So so I'm just gonna yarn start it so long so that we can see like what happens. So yeah, it automatically kicks off the project. And just to make sure everything's working, we have our React app. Yay! And it works. So very easy. Now we're done. That's the end of the stream. Goodbye, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, can you share your screen with me?
Right. I'm not sharing my screen with you. There you
No,
go.
it's chilled.
Share this.
But I know everything that you're doing, so it's super
Yeah.
chilled.
So I ran like don't even see
Yeah.
it anymore. Basically I ran this command npx
Yes.
create react TicTacToe blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
we get doing it with the TypeScript template. Cool.
yeah, so I did that.
Epic.
And yeah, what else did I do? Yeah, and then I just cd'd into it, and I did my
Oh, you
like yarn start.
ran. Yeah.
So like when you run that command, it creates a new like
Yeah.
folder where you ran the command. So I ran it in my dev folder. So it created a new folder inside dev that said TicTacToe, and that's how it worked. So yeah, then I ran yarn start. I like went into the project and
Yeah.
opened it and ran yarn start, and that's how we got to this over here, which is wonderful. So yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
Our app's running. It's all good and wonderful. So I was trying to think like what we should do in this video, and I figured if we just do all the setup like upfront immediately, then we'll save like so many headaches like later. Sorry, I'm like hyper and just moving around. So let's start.
You mean
by
the setups like with the database?
yeah, just basically creating Firebase and also like setting up prettier and all that stuff. I can actually talk through it like in detail.
Okay, yeah.
So first of all, I think before we get started, I'm gonna go through like every folder. So we know app.css is just CSS. Test is if we're writing unit tests, which we're not going to. It's kind of a bit out of scope of what we're doing now, because with TypeScript, tests are a little bit less relevant. It's better to like go do some other testing framework. We want to use Cypress at work, which is quite cool. Like you build like this integration test to like follow the flow of things. Maybe we could do a thing on that one day, or like later, just if this is working. Here's our app TSX, index CSS, index.tsx, logo, which they import in, and this is just some like types file, which we need to keep in so that our React scripts doesn't freak out. I don't feel like we actually need that.
I'm just getting my charger quick.
Yeah, no worries. So you've gone off to get your charger. I'm just like thinking in our project, do I keep it in my other projects? I do. Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep that there. The service worker, this comes with create React app, like out of the box, and you can register, like you have register and you have unregister, and register just means that you can basically have like a massive truck going on outside. Anyway, Kevin, I can't tell whether or not you're still with me. Okay, he is not. I'm gonna wait for him because it's useful. So, where? Are you back yet? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just checking. Yeah. So I was going through every folder, every
Cool.
file, what it does, and we're going to delete most of
Yeah.
them. So I don't want to go in detail, but the service worker we won't be deleting. The
Okay.
service worker is basically, it comes built with React app.
Yeah.
I use it so that my app actually like works offline. I mean, our app won't because you need to be connected for it to work. But like my
Yeah.
Sudoku app doesn't need to be connected to anything to work. So it actually like installs the app locally. And yeah, it's quite cool how service workers work. I just always
Oh,
use the
that's
default
awesome.
React one here that comes with Create React app, and like it works quite nicely. So I
Okay.
don't
Awesome.
actually know what all this stuff does exactly. I haven't actually looked into it. I just know that you can call the functions. They do it here. They do service worker.unregister, or you could do service worker.register.
Okay.
So um,
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, I'm going to delete all the files that we're not going to use so I don't have to explain them. So we're not going to use app.css, getting rid of it. We're not going to use app.test.
Yeah.
So I just deleted my whole source. Oops. Let's just undo those changes that I just did. Discard all changes. Yes. There we go. It's back. um, and app.ts we'll keep. Index.css we won't keep because we're going to use style components, so we don't need this. We don't need the logo, and we don't need setup tests. Cool. But everything else we do
Cool.
need.
Awesome.
Obviously, we got rid of the CSS and logo here, so I'm going to get rid of that. We got rid of this app name. I mean, I'm just going to return the app in here now because we've
Yeah.
like butchered our project. App / div.
Cool.
Cool. And I'll explain the TypeScript stuff later after we've like sorted out our
Yeah.
things. So, right. What was I going to say now? So we have this. It's cool. I'm gonna remove this comment because everyone will see it anyway. It's just like if you want your app to work offline, blah 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 blah. We don't have the index.css anymore, and then yeah, we have this app here, and we have the .service worker. Okay, cool. It's a good start.
Awesome.
I'm gonna set up Prettier first because that's pretty easy to do. To set up Prettier, I mean, I guess I can explain what Prettier does as I set it up, but I just like it because it makes my code prettier.
Yeah.
So I have to make this .prettier RC file, and in here I'm just going to define some rules of what I want to happen on every save. So I'm going to say semi is set it to false. So we say no semicolons. Semicolons are not going to happen
Yeah.
ever. By default, everything is going to be single quote. Oops. If I can just single quote that, there we go. I'm going to say single quote 2 because one quote is less than 2 quotes, and we are minimalist, so that is how we roll. Tab width, some people like 4, we're minimalist, so we like 2. And then finally trailing comma. This is a specific like one. I'm gonna call it ES5. I think it's just a setting. I can't actually remember. It just keeps our commas consistent. So I think if you have a whole bunch of like
Cool.
multi-line stuff,
Yeah.
then like this example actually here where we have a comma, comma, comma.
Yes.
Obviously this is kind of a JSON file, so we can't. It's not going to work on this. But I mean, if we
Yeah.
had a comma here, it would automatically delete it. I
Yes.
think, or it would automatically add it. Whatever happens, it will be consistent. But I think it automatically
Cool.
deletes it, which is cool.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's what Prettier is wonderful for. So we do want to. I think Prettier just works like out of the box. We don't have to install any like stuff with it. So
Awesome.
I mean, we need to install the Prettier extension. So for those who haven't, I already have it here. It's Prettier code formatter, and you just install this. Then the next thing, what you do need to do as well is where's my preferences? Preferences. I know on Mac it's a little bit different, but you just go to your VS Code settings, and you have to look for the format on save. Yeah, format file on save and actually like tick it so that everything does format on save. So now, remember we set up Protea rules. This should be a single quote, and we should have no semicolons. So these will go away if I hit save. There we go. Yeah, I hit save, and that
Here we
happened.
go.
And I can do
Sick,
it on
man.
all my other files, and it just like cleans everything up a bit.
Cool.
So now we have that nice little consistency there, which is really cool.
Nice.
Right, the next thing we need to do is TypeScript config. So I know I haven't really explained TypeScript yet. This function, you know, we can call it const app equals and then just like return it like this instead. I'm happy to do that. So just for anyone who's not familiar with TypeScript, like you, Kevin, like basically TypeScript is a thing where it's just normal JavaScript with a bunch of extra rules that you add to it. And those rules, depending on how strict you make your TypeScript, those rules you add to it will be like defining. How do I explain it? I must drink some coffee. So those rules, they basically define what like a type is. So maybe I should just give you like a quick crash course down here. If we said const name equals Barry, or no, we'll make it let name. In JavaScript, you can easily just say name equals 5. You can change it to 5. But because we're using TypeScript, it throws a little TypeScript error saying 5 is not assignable to type string. Because when we initialized it over here, we made it like, you know, a string. So it's going to assume that this is a string. I mean, if I did that, now this is fine. This is like, okay, we're saying let name and we're setting the name. It's not being used anywhere. So it's just a little warning. The yellow line's a warning, red line is like, no, that's wrong. But the warnings are good too. It's also like, you know, hey, you should, I mean, this is ESLint, not TSLint. So, yeah, that's not actually, well, it's like TypeScript with linting. Linting just gives you warnings to say your code might not be working as it should. Anyway, I think if we said name equals 5 now, no, or name equals Barry, it might complain that you're changing between types. Or no, it's fine, because when you just say name like this, it says it's like any type. So now we can change it. But if we initially said, you know, name equal Barry, then it would freak out that we tried to change it to 5. Now that's like the basics of it. But you can actually explicitly say these types. So I can say const name, and I can say that it is a number. So if I try to write Barry now, it will complain that Barry is not a number, you know. So I should say it's a string, and then it's fine. Again, this is just because it's not being used. I mean, if I console.log name, then it will be fine. Awesome, you can also say Boolean, and that's a thing, like Barry's not assignable to Boolean. You can also make it undefined, or I don't think you can make it undefined like this, but you can say like a slash or. I could say a slash or string, so this can be a Boolean or a string. So if I make this false, then yeah, it won't work. But I could say 5, and it will freak out. It will say, you know, it's not a string or a Boolean. So that's a thing. So that's a quick TypeScript crash course. You can also just say undefined. So there's name, and a name is either Boolean or undefined. If it's a const, it has to be initialized, I guess, because you can't, like, it just doesn't make sense to make a const undefined. So, but this means if we set name to equal to true, then that's fine. You know, if we set it to false, that's good too. If we set it to undefined, that's fine. If we set it to 5, that's not fine. I think if we set it to 1, no, it doesn't. I was wondering if the Boolean operators, you have like -1, 0, and 1. They're like true and false values. But yeah, it doesn't. It kind of forces you to play by some rules, which is really cool. next thing, I'm going to say const my object. And that's going to just equal a name, Barry, and an age. I'm 25 at the moment. Let's make a comment here.
Cool.
And that's all good. But what if we wanted to assign a type to an object? Now you can create an interface with TypeScript. An interface, and we'll just say I props. That's what I usually do for components if we're adding props into them. But I mean, or like, yeah, I'll just call it I object. We're not going to really be passing props around much at all, but this is what you do for components as well. You can set like an interface for the props object, and down here I can say I object. Now this is going to give an error because I object's supposed to be empty, which should give an error. But I guess I can say name over here now is a string, and then age is a number.
Okay.
And if I said age was a string, it would complain down here saying number is not assignable to type string.
Okay.
So like pretty cool. It does get a like.
Awesome.
I think that's kind of the gist of it. You just have to kind of learn how to read the errors, like saying, okay, why is this an error? Like, okay, I tried to assign a number to something that's expecting a string.
Awesome.
So it's just a like kind of terminology that you have to like grasp.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's that. That's TypeScript, like a bit of a crash course there.
Awesome.
Over here, let's just clean this up. I'm going to import strict mode from here. And then, you know, it makes our JSX a little bit simpler. That's all good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Next thing I want to do is set up some TypeScript configuration rules. I think I'll just type them all out and try and explain them as I go. But this is going to require a new file in here. Because we're already using TypeScript, we can say, well, we can just add it in, and that actually enables TypeScript. So we have a tiers config. Remember we had like a JS config and the other one? What is this? .json? Yeah, so JSON. I just made a double dot there. It's wrong. Oh, wait, there's already one there. Okay, there's already one here. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think if I run save, it auto like fixes things. I must turn my spelling off. ESX, that's dodgy. Oh, that's Essex. It's because I'm used to writing ES. Yeah, that's just like a spelling thing. I don't get that error on Mac, but I get it here. It says like, oh, I don't recognize the word. I mean, yeah, it's fine. So this is the default configuration that we get with like TypeScript when you create React apps. So I'm not really going to explain it. So I'm just going to be like, this is how it is. I mean, like,
cool.
You can look up the documentation, and it like, you know, if you hover over it, it says like, you know, what like stuff it is, like your library, your targets, your allow.js. I mean, we're going to set allow.js to false because we just want to force us to use TypeScript. This skip lib check, it just means like it's hard to explain. Basically it won't go and look into the library to make sure that the library, like, you know, you can kind of just say like, this library is like anything, and you can use it in case a library doesn't come with like a TypeScript file thing. So a lot of npm modules, they're just JavaScript modules. They don't actually have TypeScript definitions attached to them, so you can't like mix it with TypeScript. But then there's another project called at types, if you look it up at like GitHub or something, where they're trying to build like this whole massive thing where you can import the types for specific libraries. I've actually contributed to it. It's a nice thing to contribute to open source when you know TypeScript. So I am changing my sitting position because I am tired of sitting on my knees. So we basically that's like something. We will use it in this app. I think we'll probably have some issues where like the module we're using doesn't come with TypeScript built in, but someone's built like a third-party like types declaration thing for it. And if they haven't, there's another workaround around to it. But yeah, it's all in my advanced React course. So yeah.
Cool. And then
Anyway,
the
yes,
allow JS to false. So that
means we don't allow JS. So we
okay.
just
So
say like, okay, it has to be a TS file, TS or
okay,
TSX.
sweet. Okay, sweet.
So this allow synthetic default imports is very useful, because if you don't have it, you have to say import all as React for this, and you can't do the default imports.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not going to spend too long on this. Like, you can go over it and research it in your own time.
Cool.
I do just want to add in one field, and that's going to be amazing. That field is going to be the base URL. I spelled
Cool.
URL wrong. URL. There we go. And this is going to be source. So our base URL is going to be this source folder. So now in this, we can do what we were doing before, the dot, like that.
Cool.
So we know that we're doing that. The reason this is all as service worker is because this returns register as like a name thing, and it returns unregister. So I mean, for the heck of it, we can just do register. And, we don't have to import all. We could just import register from service worker. So that's all good. This is going a lot quicker than I thought. So that works. Cool. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
I'm going to make a call folder just to like keep our top level simple. And we're going to make our service workers in there. So service worker.
Can you hear that?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
So notice how I'm pretty much just making TS files instead of JS files, and that's why in our other videos I kept messing things up. I'm just going to copy this whole service worker and chuck it in here. Cool. And then at the core, I'm going to export all from service workers, because we're just exporting everything from here, which is unregister, and the other thing being exported from here is register. Cool. Anyway, what's wrong here? Cannot read properly name of undefined. That's weird. I think that's right. I think it should be like this. Okay. Anyway, we'll figure it out in a bit. Why is it doing that? I'm not that crazy, am I? Okay, and now we're getting this from core, because core is exported all from /service worker. I'm just thinking, why is this name of undefined? Do I have a name in here? No. I mean, I think it might be my TS config where I can't just export all. So what I could do is export register and unregister from there, and that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Which I actually think is easier to read. You know what's in service worker, what possible things you can export through there. So probably better.
Cool.
I think you can just fix that with some TS config here.
Yeah.
We can Google it, but I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah, that is that. Okay, next up. Geez, what do we do next? I should probably check and make sure that our app's working. Let me just go look at my terminal. Okay, it's still compiling. Something failed to compile. What's wrong here? Alt click. It is not finding this. I think there might be something. Well, let me just yarn start. So I'm here. Maybe there's another thing that I had to do on top of that base URL thing. I always forget this stuff. That's why I want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible. So we do all the config setup at once.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm just looking at our app. I'm looking at my Sudoku one and what I did there.
Cool.
So yeah, we did prettier. Prettier works.
Awesome.
And tsconfig, we did base URL to
Yeah, this
source.
one's at least app's
Oh,
there
it's
now.
working now. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think when I did that tsconfig, I just had to rerun the app because
Yeah.
if you don't rerun it, the tsconfig doesn't get updated. So it works.
Yeah.
Great. So no, I don't want my coffee to get cold again. I'm trying to think like the next thing we should really set up. Maybe we should just do Firebase now. Get Firebase like up and going immediately, and then set up that config so it's there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
we can.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
I guess we
services for
can.
Firebase. Yeah,
That'd be sick.
and I should probably also set up the Git project for this, so it's like we can be on the same page.
Yeah.
So just currently off camera, I'm busy like doing like creating a new Firebase project, just like calling it a name. What name will I put in here? We'll call it just TicTacToe, I guess.
Yeah.
TicTacToe. Yep. I'm just following, basically I'm going on the Firebase website and following the approach there. I mean, I think
Yeah.
you actually created it last time, right?
Yeah, the last one, yeah.
Yeah. Geez, I might as well put my analytics account on there because that would be fun. Yeah, I have an analytics account, so I might as well like attach it to this project as well.
Sweet.
So, I mean, if I go to what I'm doing, it's just busy creating the project. So just go to console.firebase.google.com. Firebase is free for people who do not know. Well, it's not free. It's like free up until a point. So you can use like a certain amount of resources before you have to start paying. But it's quite generous as a starter. I think just as you scale, it gets more expensive. But we're not really planning on
Yeah.
scaling this too much. And if we do, we're at a point where like, if we're able to scale it, we can make money off it to pay for it. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Yeah, drinking my coffee. So good.
Cool.
Okay, our project's ready. Continue. There we go. We're in our TicTacToe project. Oh, sorry. I wasn't showing people. We're in our TicTacToe project here. And why is my phone going crazy? It must be like all my debit orders going off. Yeah, I think it is. Hey, like, yeah. Hang on, let me just check quickly because I'm using my phone as my webcam.
Cool.
No, I think it's one of my colleagues just like messaging me all at once. They send like their bulk messages.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cool.
So I think if I turn my camera back on, I'm good. I'm happy. Just make that a little bit nicer. There we go. Okay, so we made our project. Why is this closed
Awesome.
like this? I wish I could just like open it. There's a button down there to open it. Okay. So we're gonna make a new database.
Yeah.
And we'll do that Cloud Firestore thing that we did last time as well.
Cool.
So I just literally click create database here, and we're gonna start it in test mode so anyone can do stuff with it, read,
Cool.
write and stuff. Like later on, you have to set up some more configuration stuff, but we just want to get our app up and going, so we don't care. I don't care if other people see this either. So yeah, I guess we'll do the European server again because we're South African, so it's more central for us. You can always like make another project and just like swap out the config with the new project, like if you wanted to. So it's not like, end of the world really. You can close a Firebase project and open a new one up. So yeah. Okay, that's happening, so I can drink my coffee now.
Cool. I think I'm gonna go make some coffee quick.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you already know this stuff, so yeah,
Cool.
I'll
Yeah,
just
now.
talk through it. So we have our project here, and I don't really know how we're going to structure this yet. I think we're going to have like a game rooms kind of thing, and then there'll be like a game room with an ID, um, or like the ID. I'll make it up here, like AAA, and there'll be stuff like player one name, like player one, and their name will be like Barry, and like player two will be like Kevin, and then there'll be like a sort of like game state, and like that's like that could be an array, where the like like it's TicTacToe, so there's nine like little spaces. Well, zero because we're doing zero, and like you could have like an O and an X and like a, I don't know, undefined X O O.
Are you set up yet?
I'm just like, yeah, I'm basically saying an example of what we might have. So I've created like we'll have like a game rooms.
Yes.
Like, I mean, maybe we'll just call it rooms, I guess. That'll be easier. Yeah, we'll call it rooms, but I'm just giving an example. And then you'll have like a
Okay.
room, and the room will have like a game state, or some sort of like the board, and that'll be like
Yes.
XO, X whatever, undefined if like there's undefined. Or I mean, if it's like we'll just have like a dash be the empty thing, and then an O and an X be the like possible values
Yeah.
for the board.
Cool.
And then you have like player one and player two, and those are the names that get filled in. But we might fill those in with IDs, and then you get the players' details from their ID and stuff like that. You'll have like another collection like called users, and do something like that. But like
Okay.
I'm not gonna, like, basically if you delete this document, the whole collection goes away. So I think no, if I delete everything in here, then the whole
Okay.
thing will go away. So it doesn't like keep empty stuff, I think. Yeah, if
Yes.
I deleted this, then it'll be like you're deleting the whole collection because you're deleting that document. It's called game rooms. Just copy paste it. So we'll do that later. For
Okay,
now, we're
cool,
just
bro.
gonna do the setup.
Awesome.
So project settings. And yeah, currently there are no apps in our project. We want to add a web app, which is this button over here. And we'll just call it TicTacToe Web. Cool. Yeah, we can set up Firebase hosting for it like immediately, I guess.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah, sweet. Shit, might make the other process down the line easier. Okay. So I don't need that because we're going to use the Firebase package from like their other thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go next. Yeah, we must remember to do this. You and I have already
Yes.
both done this. I mean, I don't think I've done it on this computer, so maybe I should just do it on the side here.
Yeah.
Just run npm install -g to get Firebase tools so that you can like deploy if you wanted to. So that's
This works a
happening.
lot faster.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm just
Jeez.
not sharing my session with you, but I mean, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so like set up.
So cool.
I can do a live. I don't think I have live sharing set up for this. So, but I mean, it's fine. You don't need to like see what's happening right now. I mean, you see it already over
Yeah.
here, so you can
Yeah,
just
it's
watch for
chilled.
now. You don't need to like really follow too much.
Yeah.
So that's set up. This is to do the actual hosting. I mean, maybe we should set that up as well. Like that would be like a good thing to at least have it up and done.
Yeah, then we don't have to come back and do it.
Yeah. So our
Run a
Firebase
few
setup, I just
commands.
have to do Firebase login. Now, because I've done this Firebase tool setup, I can
Yeah.
log in over here.
Cool. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go finish my coffee making.
I'm just going to close this terminal because oh, I'm already logged in. Great. So over here, I have to do Firebase init on this project. About to initialize Firebase. Are you sure? Ready to proceed? Yes. We're pretty much going to we don't have to set up Firestore because we'll do the Firestore thing manually. But we'll set up hosting. So hosting is what we want to do. So that we can host this app somewhere. Yeah, we're using this project. So we should be using existing project, I guess. What? Why did that happen? I think we need to create a new one then. I don't know. Hosting. Do we create a new one? Ugh, why is this like this? I'm running into some issues. So hosting and yeah, we're using this. Maybe it's a Google Cloud Platform project. No. Create multiple project alliances. Now I just set up a default project. Why am I failing to list my projects? I don't know what's going on. You just look up Firebase hosting setup. React app.
Cool. I'm back and I got me coffee.
I'm gonna go look at the other article that we used the other day. So yeah, it's we've logged in, Firebase init, set up hosting sites. Yeah, it does say use an existing project, but then it, like, I don't know, my thing's broken. It's not listing the stuff. I guess, you know, other people experience this too, because I want to just set up hosting and then use an existing project like that.
Maybe what you need to do is create like a thing in Firebase.
I already have.
Oh, you have already.
Unless I have to set it up here,
Yeah,
but I think it's done.
probably.
So let me
No,
just look
there.
at this. Because yeah, there they say you should just find it. So let's just say see how people solved it on Stack Overflow. Because that's our go-to, like, you know, thing. Like, someone answered my stuff. Just editing a question that I made like years ago, or an answer. I don't know. Make sure you can access your account. So let's try Firebase list. Wait, what was it? Weird. Turns out I was already logged in. Make sure you can access your account. Anyway, back to there. Okay, I think I'll just check the log points. Invalid authentication credentials. Okay, so maybe I should Firebase log out first and then try just log in again. Okay, cool. Now I'll try login. No, not get login, Firebase login. So my device was just logged in from like forever ago.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so now I pretty much log in here. Yeah, you guys can see that, it's fine. I'm already authenticated. So here we go, successfully logged in. Now I can do my Firebase init. Great. That was the problem there. This is why we have recap videos, so people don't have to watch me suffer through things like this. Okay, using existing project, and with the TicTacToe one. There we go. I've done a lot of testing for this.
A lot.
Yes, we will use our public directory. Config is a single page app. Yes, we're configuring a single page app. Do you want to override? No, because we want to use the build, like the public URL will point to our build thing.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, last time we did
Or did we
override
change it
it.
to? We changed it to yeah, again we changed it to build. Firebase will deploy the build. I think.
Cool.
Will it? No, actually, I think it will just. Yeah, I think it should do build. So I did mess that up, but it's okay. We can fix it. In here, the hosting
Okay.
will be our build folder. Because that tutorial is wrong. I must actually get the guy to update it. Okay, so we're going to use the build folder. Let's just quickly yarn build our app so that we can create like a build. And then like, yeah, there we go. That was quick. We created the build, all good. And the build
Perfect.
basically consists of the source and the public. Public is just like, you know, this index HTML here is going to match this one that comes out here. It's just this one's easier to read.
Okay.
Cool. And yeah, it's already like get ignored, which is great. So this create React app generates like a proper get ignore thing, so you won't accidentally do weird stuff. Right. So just quickly going to let me think. What are we going to do? I guess we can just do Firebase deploy now because we've initialized it. So it's deploying it, and it's using this build folder that we created to deploy it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. We're getting so much like initial stuff up and going like so quickly. We haven't even started coding yet.
Yeah, I know. Cool, so it started.
Okay, great. Oh wait, I don't want to go there. I want to go here. Yes, I trust it. Okay, there's our app. It's online. It's online to the world.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's cool. I can close all these things now. Not this one though. This one I still like. Okay, so our hosting is set up. Very easy to host now. But the next thing that we need to do is going to be that services that we created here.
Yeah.
Let's make a new file in here called index.ts. So the TypeScript stuff, you know, we're just deleting like everything that's like you just replace TS like JS with TS. So
Cool.
like it's cool. I mean, we're not using it properly yet, but we'll see. So there's other stuff in my project that I need to do. One of them is I need to invite you.
Cool.
So yeah, go here to users and give you some screen time. And I'm just gonna make you an owner.
Sweet.
So you'll get an email so you can sort that out yourself.
Yeah, I'll sort it out.
I'm just thinking what was the way to get that stupid other stuff that I always struggle to get? My web thing. It always takes me time. I mean, at least I'm not like I have a much bigger screen to look at.
Yeah. Which part were you?
I think it is in like this public settings. So yeah, my app over here, I think it would be over here. Yeah. So we're making a config file. So we need this config over here.
Yes.
Yeah, people can see our API keys, so they can technically hack us very easily now. If this was a production thing, you'd keep this like a secret. You'd put it in like a env file. I mean, let's set that up as well. Setting up using env files, just because it's good practice because those env files don't get sent to like Git. They don't get sent to like your source control.
Okay.
You make like another env file in here, like just .env. But we'll do that later. I just want to get started with this. So there's
Cool.
our config. I'm gonna go look at our existing app to see what we did here. So I'm just on the other screen quickly
Cool.
looking up what is your Codemace leaderboard. There we go. Just to save time on like figuring it out because it's new, it's not new. So yeah, we had a config, which was this, and we had to import Firebase. Import Firebase from Firebase. So because we're importing Firebase from Firebase, we're gonna run yarn add Firebase, same as npm install Firebase. Yeah, and if we wanted to do like save dev, you just say yarn add and -D, and it will save it as dev dependencies. But when this is done, it should update our package JSON over there. My coffee's getting cold. Almost done. So that's pretty much done. I think, what is it gonna do? Okay, so that's done. So it would have updated this. So our package JSON over here. Are you still there, or are you just muted?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
here.
We're not using these testing libraries. So what happened now was our package JSON got added to have this this Firebase thing here. So I'm gonna clean this up as well. We're not using any of these testing things. We're not using Jest right now. We're not using Node as far as I know. We are using these types, but these types are dev dependencies. They're not in our actual project.
Okay.
So I can just move those down to, if I need to make a space for them here, to there. And then TypeScript is also not in our app. It's just a dev dependency. And React scripts as well is also like a dev dependency. Okay. So these are actually like stuff we use in source. Everything else is just like extra tooling that we use.
Awesome.
So these stuff need to be in the build. These stuff don't. These are just for our developer experience. Okay, so next up, what was I going to do? Okay, so we're building the services thing here. And we've added Firebase. We're not using it yet. This should update itself pretty soon. I'm just gonna run a yarn install, or yarn is the same as npm install. If you just run yarn, it does a yarn install, so that we can use the changes that we did here. And this, like, yeah, I just had to update it so that it would like notice there's a change. So it's working now. It's just like not declared, so it's like, hey, you need to like use this, otherwise get rid of your unused code. So the config I copied from Firebase, that's all good.
Yes.
Now I'm going to do firebase.initialize app with that config. And I mean, if we wanted to, like, you can just chuck the whole config in here. That's probably like nicer. You just chuck the config object in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export, like, should I export default? No, I'm going to just export normally. Export const db is going to equal firebase.firestore. and export const auth to be firebase.auth. There we go.
Cool.
What is this unknown word thing?
I don't know what that is. That's weird.
I want to like turn it off. Peak problem. It's from cspell, so I need to disable cspell.
Okay.
So I can do it in my preferences, because I think it's just extra stuff that's going to distract us. Cspell. It must be like a plugin that I have. Where did I turn it off? Disable. There we go. Sorted. Okay, cool. So I've disabled my cspell.
Cool.
Right. So next up, I'm gonna go back here. That's all working. Let's just yarn start our app to make sure that the app still runs. So the thing with TypeScript is a lot of the time, if your app is broken, it's not going to run. So it forces you to fix your stuff before you try and,
cool.
move your horrible issues onto other people. So if I go here, refresh this, let me just inspect the console.
Cool.
My console is completely different. Like I've got like a light mode and all that stuff down here now.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. I like to put it up on the side, just because it's easier to see. I'm surprised it's not, unless it's still starting. No, it's started. So I was hoping that it would show that other like error thing that we got, so that we could import specifically from like import auth and import Firestore.
Yes.
So I just do want to quickly check like online import Firestore, like I just see what other people are doing with their imports, because the way that we've got it now is like the easy, like, okay, cool, Firebase works, but I think you can say that you specifically want to import like, okay, so that's normal, but I want to see if they fix the problem. Let me just say import only Firestore and auth from Firebase. Yeah, so you have to do this. So you do the import Firebase from Firebase/app, and then you import these two things. So this, when we do this, we import like everything. If we do what we're about to do now, then what we're doing is we're only importing the Firestore module and the auth module, and this Firestore app is just like the kind of namespace that we use for these.
Cool.
Sweet. So that's pretty much that. We can deploy it if we want, but I'm not going to bother with that now. I want to try get that environment variables working. So let's quickly, again, I'm just going to Google all my problems away. Create React app environment variables. So yeah, so you make your environment variables by creating a file called .env in the root of your project. So you must create custom environment variables beginning with React app, like that. So that's the thing. So if we made in this env file that we made React app secret code like this, and we said 1 2 3 4 5. Then I think in our app we can get like that process dot, why did it fill that in? I think it's just process dot env dot react app secret code. I think maybe you're not able to do it in JSX. Maybe you have to do it outside. Const code equals. I do need to install that types node thing. So I'm gonna, like, over here it's like we can't find process, so maybe you meant to install types node, which we had and we just got rid of it. So I'm gonna yarn add, and it's a dev dependency, so I'm gonna say at types /node.
Cool.
This at types is what I meant by that third party types thing. So node doesn't come with TypeScript, but someone made a types definition file, like library for it. So we're adding that. I might fix this. There we go, it is fixed. And now if we type in the code here, I do need to restart my project first, because we need to like rerun it to see if this variable works. So now let's go see. Yeah, it says our secret code in there. Now the reason we do this is, I mean, it's a bit dumb now, because like it shouldn't be in here. It should just be .env. Or it should be, so this env is public. This is what other people can see. But you can obviously replace that env with like another, like env.local. Or it's a .env.local. So that's going to be under source control. So like there's a bunch of things in here, like depending on like, you keep all these things in here. So what you would do is like, you'll make like another, like there's a development env.local test, whatever, like you can like make all of these, like, so like a dev file, a test one, a production. So this is like, let's see, like what we do here will theoretically be the local one, you know, but like let's just pretend that we had another one called env production. Yeah, or production.local.
Cool.
So this little file, you see it's like not in source control. It's like grayed out. You keep your like production codes in here, but then when you submit to, when you push through your stuff to like, what would I say? When you push this through, it will like you won't, this just stays in your local device, so it's nice and secure. Obviously it's not that secure because I'm live streaming this, so it's not secure at all. But you can have like a sort of like test database thing set up that's like available to your friends, and then you have like this is my app that I'm storing somewhere that I don't want people to hack, and you keep the different variables. So you'll have like your Firebase set up here. So if I made like, I'm just going to do it in env here. I'm not even going to bother with this one. I'll leave it there just for the sake of leaving it there, but they'll be the same. I can do a React app Firebase API key. And I will put this string in there. So it just equals that. And I can do all the stuff actually. So like, let's make a auth domain, and that will equal something, and React app database URL. Why did I caps lock? So I'm just copying these keys here. And React app. I should actually say Firebase in all of them. So just so that we know like what it's referring to, because you might have other keys and stuff.
Yeah.
So we have a Firebase project ID. So it just means that you can swap out all the stuff with a different configuration if you're hosting it somewhere else and stuff like that. So it's more like a DevOps kind of thing. But important to know is this front-end dev, because you need to know how to get these keys and to store them.
Cool.
So React app, Firebase. And because we're using React app, we need to say React app because React app needs to say that. So this is going to be Firebase messaging sender ID. I just had to type it out once. Once I'm done with that, I can copy paste everything.
Cool.
React app.
And then just by the Fire database.
Yeah.
I don't think you need it, but you can. There's an underscore missing there.
Yeah, thanks. Sweet.
Cool.
And measurement ID. I don't even know what those do. I'm just like, you know, I know it works. So I think the measurement ID might be the analytics stuff. Okay, cool. So I'll copy that into auth domain. Copy that into database URL. I'll copy this into project ID. I'll copy this into storage bucket. And like basically you'll go and copy this file and put it somewhere else. Like I think you can set up the hosting keys on, I want to test, like that's what I actually want to do. I want to test if this stuff works after we deploy it.
Cool.
Because it might not work automatically. Anyway, I think one thing to note, let's just test this quickly. Let's see if this still works inside our app. I think I've had problems with this sometimes. So let's go look at our app. Okay, it seems to still work fine.
Yeah, so you can do the JSX.
So you can do that. I think I've just had other problems with it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to copy this over. I mean, I don't really need my secret code anymore. I mean, I do because it's going to break now. If it's like if I rerun yarn now and the key doesn't exist, it will just return undefined in that spot.
Yes.
So this is loading up. Yeah, it just because it's undefined, it won't render anything.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So on this side of things, we're gonna do process.env.react. The whole, well, not secret code. Sorry. Why have I got this twice? I meant to delete it, not add it in twice. Did I delete it from here? Yeah, I did. Okay. So API key, that's just that. I'm just gonna replace all the strings and then, you know, with this.
Just edit. Cool.
Yeah. We'll edit it later. So yeah, quite messy. But I mean, it will make your app a lot more secure if you're keeping it on like source control, especially public source control. But yeah, good tip to people out there: don't live stream your keys like this. But we don't really care because we can easily make a new one, and I could just go and put it in this env here and never, or like put it in my local env here and never show people it. So yeah, which is fine. Okay, so we can, like, you know, go back and fix it. Anyway, that's that. I did want to go into this quickly, this app, and rather just be even more insecure and show our API key to everyone. So now if we look at our app, it shows our API key. So I want to test this quickly and just see if we run a Firebase deploy, if this works on the deployed version. Because I have a feeling it doesn't. there might be some, like, I don't know if it's done automatically or if we need to check it out. And if we do need to check it out, we'll figure it out. But yeah, on the upside, we're learning a lot of like develop operation kind of things and setting things
that's
up and
very
doing
cool.
it's nice to do it all at once rather than like, come touch this every like time we get something. So I'm just gonna copy our URL here, or copy it, and run it in here. So we're going to the deployed version, and yeah, it doesn't work. So I think on Firebase hosting, we might need to do something about that. If we go to hosting here, we might need to actually say what the keys are. So you can do custom domain stuff here, which, I mean, you have to buy a domain. Maybe I should just Google it. Firebase hosting get React app env keys. So yeah, set environment configuration in your project. You just have to do a Firebase functions config set. So Firebase functions config set some service.key, some service.id. It's very strange. Retrieve current environment configuration. Access environment configuration in a function. Yeah, sorry. I must actually just look up how to G provides a Firebase config. So they actually make their keys return objects where they do the Firebase config and they throw everything in there. That might be a good way to do things, but I just want to get this up and working. I don't think we need to worry about it because, like, yeah, our project's not going to be massive. That's probably all the environment keys we're going to need. So yeah, what am I doing?
Cool.
Create React app Firebase environment variables. Someone else had this issue 2 years ago, or 1.5. Okay, so they've done this exact thing that we've done.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not really doing. Okay, right. So we've got this. We've got this. Okay, that doesn't help.
What is the error that we have now?
So the thing is, on our deployed version, we don't
Yes.
have the key showing, when our other version does have the key showing. So the keys are coming in as undefined on the deployed version. Yeah. Hey, Quentin's reading. Quentin is my friend. I used to work with him, and then I left that company.
Sweet.
What's up, Quentin? I only saw your comment now. Sorry about that.
Okay.
He's the DevOps expert. He knows the stuff. DevOps expert. Help me out here. He literally is a DevOps like engineer, so he's like,
That's so cool.
he's really good. He just like doesn't know React, and I know React really well, and he knows DevOps really well, and I don't know DevOps really well.
That's
but
sweet.
I don't know if he's worked with Firebase at all, so he probably won't be able to help me here. Okay. Create your Firebase application. I mean, I might do this part like off camera and just like figure it out like some other time, because for the moment we can get started.
Okay.
Although, I'm just so keen to get it done. Like I'm sure it's not that hard.
Yeah. Just can you? I know. I
Do
was gonna
this.
say
Live
yeah. I just want
see.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
I
go
was
look
gonna
up my
say
stuff
live
on
share,
another thing.
but let me just see.
And
then just also on the right side, go into that the file where you're passing all the key and the domain and URLs and stuff.
Okay, let me get that.
And okay.
Or you wanted to do it, yeah, over there. Yeah. So I'll put this here.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to check. Okay.
I mean, I have to actually rename these.
Yeah. I haven't changed
Let's do
that
that
yet.
so long
Okay.
while I'm thinking. Okay.
Cool.
That's that. It's quite ugly. But I mean, it's not like, you know, we're never going to look at this file again. So we're pretty
Yeah.
sorted. Yeah, let's see. I'll probably like just post a question on Stack Overflow later about it.
Okay.
Because I mean,
why do you think it would be doing that? Like what's your view from that?
I think there's just some configuration that we need to create. Maybe there's a .env thing that you need to pass through. Like, it's not the fast. It's the build process using the models. I know what the problem is. Well, what the problem might be is it might help to yarn build before deploying an unchanged build folder. That would help. You know what? That's another useful thing we can do. We can make a like deploy script, and we can say run yarn build and run Firebase deploy.
Okay, sweet.
So now we just run yarn deploy instead of Firebase deploy, and then we'll build first and then deploy. So maybe we didn't have a problem at all. Let's go check if we...
Yeah, let's check it out.
Refresh this. We still have the problem. Unless it got deployed to somewhere else. But I think we are more on the right track, because whatever we would have done to try and solve it, we are most certainly... Just make sure I am copying the right URL in here. Yeah. So, what is it doing? These files are static built with Webpack. What are you using? Webpack. Please show me more detail either.
So why do you want it to show like the other one showing, eh?
I wanted to get this one to show that key, because at the moment that key is undefined in the deployed version. So this key over here, React App Firebase API key, it works locally, but it doesn't work on the deployed version. So there's like a build process issue. I'm just looking up some stuff on the side that so there's a create React app just wondering, create React app build with Firebase env. I'm gonna move this what I'm reading over to here just so we can research together. So we've already looked at this before, but let me just get to the environment variables. So you already have an application, then you can skip these and go to installing Firebase. To make some, let's pick names for which you'll save as environment variables to reuse. So, okay, that doesn't help me. No, this isn't useful. Okay, back. Let's see if this has anything about environment variables. No. So I think this might be... Okay, this guy's talking about his problems. He spelled wasted wrong. These can be accessed only from server-side codes. If anyone knows how to secure... this person made a question. It's so sad. Like just how this is working.
Yeah.
I guess you know what? Let's put it to death. It's fine. We can still work on our app. I'm gonna ask a Stack Overflow question about it. Create React environment variables. We'll call it how to use in Firebase hosted app. Cool. So this is how you'd write a Stack Overflow question: is you define your problem really well. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to make use of environment variables in my create, I guess, yeah, my CRA application. Everyone knows that CRA stands for Create React App.
Yeah.
And I've got it working fine as follows. And here we'll just say we make some and we'll say this is the .env. And our .env says so React app some key equals this is working, or this is working, and then you know an app.js will say import React. So I'm just gonna like say what we have from React. and try and make it as minimal as possible to reproduce the error. So I say const app
Cool.
equals nothing, and in here we just have a div /div, and in here we say process.env.react app some key. And it's working fine on my local machine as follows. But, and yeah, again, we'll just, well, I'll keep it simple. Dot, 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 and dot, dot, dot. This is markup, so it looks like this in the end.
Yeah.
But when I deploy it to Firebase, when I deploy it with Firebase hosting, I can't access those environment variables undefined. Or just say my environment variables are undefined. There we go. Let's make it look pretty. Do I need to do to get my CRA environment variables working on a Firebase deploy? Yeah, Firebase hosting deployment. Cool. That should be good. Let me add my tags.
Cool.
So it's React JS, create React app, Firebase hosting, and environment variables. Yeah, I think that's good. That's my question. That's pretty straightforward. I've reviewed it. It looks good. Post my question.
Answer your own question.
I'll answer it if I figure it out. But I mean, I did my research. I couldn't find out how to do it. So someone points me to the right direction. Yeah, I'm just looking for an easy solution to it. So, like, you know, quick, simple, because I'm lazy, you know, I'm lazy, and that's okay. It's okay for me to be lazy. Anyways, we'll get back to that. I should probably put this on GitHub as well. So what I'm gonna do is Google the best way to do that.
Cool.
Like add create React app to GitHub. To GitHub repo. I don't want to deploy it to GitHub pages. Okay, maybe like, you know, it doesn't matter. It will tell me the same thing, just I don't need to do it. Okay, cool. We've installed Git, we've done that,
Yeah.
We need to create a repository named TicTacToe, I guess. So I'm gonna like make this small. So over here I'm gonna run npm init. But I feel like the init's already been done. Yeah, that's already been done. So I think our git has already been in it because we have the git pages and stuff. So I'm just gonna say git add, git commit, set up project with Firebase and hosting, and development environment setup. This is amazing. We've done so much. So yeah, sorry it took long on that. Maybe they'll answer our question while we're doing this. So we've done that. Now on GitHub, I'm gonna need to. I'll just follow instructions on GitHub. I'm gonna create a new repository. We'll call it online TicTacToe. Or let's just call it TicTacToe. An online multiplayer TicTacToe. Oops. Game built with React Typescript, Firebase, and styled components, which we haven't even done any styled components yet.
Do you want to say built or build?
Yeah, build.
Cool.
Thanks.
Just checking.
Making it public. We don't need a README because it's gonna already have that. We don't need that.
Cool.
Created the repository. We've done the init. It came with create React app. We don't need the README. It came with create React app. We've done the commit. Now we just need to git remote add, and then we can push u origin master. Yeah.
Cool.
So there, copy then git remote add origin.
Awesome.
And now I'm gonna say git push u origin master. That's actually all push an existing repository, which is the same two commands here. So yeah. And I've run that. It's doing its thing. I mean, it's obviously can show a bit more there. It created a new master branch, blah, 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 blah. So now if I go to my code over here, we have our project.
Yay.
The initialize is the first commit with the React, you know. And then everything other than that is what we've done setting up the project.
Awesome.
Now I can go add you as a collaborator.
Yay. I'm already on GitHub, so I can.
Okay, cool. Manage access. So type in my super secret password that I can't remember. Maybe I should just use my Google clicking things. Right. Invite collaborator. Okay. Coda Mace is your name. Add to thing. Cool. Yeah, so I've invited user collaborator. I'll put this like link up here in the description. Maybe I should just do it in the description now.
Cool.
Get the GitHub project here. Wait. Find project on GitHub over here. I'm doing like just updating the stream comments. And then I'll also view deployed project here. And I'll post in the TicTacToe link.
Cool.
That web app there. Follow along with us. There we go. So I'll just say
Bro, is it just me or is the keys working now?
no. Oh. It is. Why? Why? Oh
Maybe
my
it just
gosh.
maybe the servers were just taking a bit of time to update.
Meh, I don't know. Maybe caching. I don't know.
All those struggles for I was looking now. I was like, whoa, wait,
It's
look
like,
at that. Is that the
now
URL?
people on Stack Overflow are gonna say, "What's wrong with you?"
No, you can just
Okay,
remove
I'm
that.
gonna delete this question.
Yeah.
It's not useful. Okay, so guys, we fixed it. I think I know what the cause was. If it's working now
What?
and we didn't change anything. So I was looking at my streaming screen and I was like, why is my cursor not moving over to my other screen? But it's because I'm like looking at the wrong screen. Okay. So what's happening is, remember this part here, we said register. So we registered a
Yes.
service worker. So when this app gets registered, I think I'm going to use unregister for now. And then later on we'll use register because this might cause us problems. What's happening is when the app like registers, it gets saved to cache. So that build file gets saved to cache and it takes a while before it gets updated. Like we'll only upload like, when it feels like it needs to. So you'll still be running the cached version of the deployed app. And now it's fixed.
Sweet.
So, I mean, let's git add and unregister. Unregistered service workers for development. We'll git push that and we'll do a yarn deploy. I think we can also test our yarn deploy from this by doing yarn deploy. That runs yarn build, which builds it first, and then it will do the Firebase deploy.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, that is cool.
Awesome. Did you send me the thing on GitHub?
Yeah, I did. Unless
Okay,
I invited the wrong person.
Good, check that.
I invited Coda Mace.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm just refreshing.
It says there's a pending invite. I can WhatsApp it to you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so weird.
I think I just copied the link. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I have no notifications, but it's fine. I'll just go, yeah. Sweet. Thanks, my bro.
Cool. What is my... yeah, he said, never show this. Quentin, I know. Like, Quentin WhatsApped me saying, never do this. I like live streamed my whole thing. But it's like, it's a dev project. The whole point is I'm teaching. I'm not like, actually, doing this. Like he just kind of like WhatsApped to me on the side and said like, you shouldn't do this. And I'm like, I know you shouldn't do this, but the point is I'm teaching. Like, I don't care if someone hacks into this demo app thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
But I have been showing you like what you would do is you do this environment variable stuff. And I mean, I shouldn't be showing this on stream either, but like, if I wanted to, like, I could put stuff in like my environment production, I can change this 2 pointer somewhere else on my dev server. It's just like I wanted to get it up and running, working properly first, which we have got. So yeah, so that works. I mean, we've been going for almost 2 hours. Does anyone have any questions, or should we just like do a little bit of code?
Yes.
Sweet. I think it was a good session. Let's just do what our app would kind of look like in a situation where it's gonna be so hard to do. So like I'm gonna make a like just in general, let's make our app like actually start. We might not finish it. Maybe tomorrow we style it, but we just style like a game board. So yeah, wait, well, I'm trying to think what I'm doing. So I'm gonna return stuff. And in here, I'm going to have div, which will be like the row.
Yeah.
Yo, maybe I should just quickly install styled components. So I'm going to yarn add styled components.
Cool.
Just like that. So that will update our package JSON. I'm going to put a styles folder in here. And in the styles, I'm going to create an index.ts.
Cool.
So in here, we've installed style components. We've got stuff. So we have style components there, so we can use it. I'm gonna import styled. So I'm in the styles folder now. Import styled from styled components. Okay, that's done. Next, I'm going to run my const or I'm gonna make a like container, which will be like our outer div.
Cool.
Which is gonna be a style.div. I just want to get things working. I'll kind of explain it like later, but then we're gonna have some rows. Be a styled div. And then we'll have a block, like a block that we'll click on. So a row will have 3 blocks in it. A container will have 3 rows in it, you know. So just think of it that way. So we're calling it this just so that we'll style it later, but like it means that we can import container, row, and block. Not alphabetical, I'm gonna die, but yeah. Fix that. Cool. Perfect. So this is complaining about that types thing again. So there is a types declaration for it. So we just have to yarn add -d. It's a dev dependency, and we add in types /styles components. Do you understand that's for? Like, I guess it's hard to explain. The point is like to make it work with TypeScript, you use this extra third party like types /styles thing. Because style components is a JS library. It's not like a TypeScript one.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So that should work. I think if I just make a space here and yeah, I just have to change it to update that. This outer one's going to be container. We're going to do some rows. And we're going to do block inside the row.
Okay.
So let's just make that. So we're just going to make like, 3 rows, 3 blocks. X, O, nothing, X, X, O, O. Cool.
Awesome, dude.
So that's what it's, it makes sense, right? All makes wonderful sense.
Very much so.
But if we go look at our app, which we have over here, it's not really organized. So
yeah,
what I'm going to do is we can actually style it what it would look like in here. So this root here has that's the container.
yes.
So our container, I actually want it to be like a display flex so that it renders my rows like that.
Cool.
Or it renders, I don't actually want my rows to look like that. That's columns. So display flex, and I'm going to have a flex direction of row or column, because 1 row, 2nd row, 3rd row. See?
Yes.
So my container has columns, then it means that each thing is going to go down, underneath each other instead of next to each other.
Cool.
So that's that for this. We'll commit that. So we say display flex, some CSS, and flex direction is going to be a column. Cool. Next thing, the rows, they need to be what was I going to say? Our rows need to be like the other way around. They need to be display flex. And by default, display flex direction is column. So we don't actually have to change anything. So that's one row. And we're just going to apply it to all our rows. We're going to say this display flex is, we're just going to say display flex because by default, the flex direction is a row anyway. So we don't need to add that extra styling in there.
Cool.
So we say display flex. Now block, I mean, I'm not even going to bother right now with others. I'm going to give it a width of like 50px and a height of 50px.
Yeah.
Just to give it like some stuff. And then also a border, which can be solid 1px black, just so we get some shape here.
Okay.
And there's our board.
Awesome.
I think if we inspect this, if we make our block also display flex, then we can justify content center and align items center, and it will be centered. So
yeah,
let's go make use of that. Display flex. Justify content, let's be center. So I'm just gonna organize that, and then align items center.
Cool.
Yeah, let's just study flex and you'll understand how that works.
Yeah.
Basically, if you swap this to flex direction column, then the align items and justify content would swap around. It's like, yeah. Basically, justify content move it to the center, and align items means like horizontally align it, like if you're doing it, and then other way around if you're doing it the other way. So here we have a board. Cool, right?
That's awesome.
Now let's make a board state. Const board, and we're going to say set board. Yeah, okay, cool, just thinking. And we also use state.
So we got to import that.
So we need to import use state. Cool. Now we can assign a type to this. This board is going to be an array.
Yeah.
So
yes.
And it's an array of basically, let's pretend the other value is a dash for an empty thing.
Yeah, okay.
So we can say a type block will be either small x or small o, or this is just for data purposes. Like this is what type of block it is. And this is going to be an array of blocks. And its default is going to be a bunch of empty blocks, like just those little dashes. They're just dashes. Cool. So I'm going to say awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the reason I'm doing this is
yes.
We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool.
Cool. And this part, we will just pretty much write in. We can probably clean this up. We will clean this up later, but
okay.
We're going to say board at 0. And we're going to do that all the way down our thing. I mean, because it's only 9 blocks, you know, we can just build this as our board. We don't have to write any like looping stuff in it.
Yeah.
So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Cool.
And now we want to handle what happens when we click on these blocks. So.
All right.
On click, there's going to be a function that says what are we doing? So I mean, we might like make this nicer later, but we're just gonna do handle click, and we're gonna pass in the values. You know, like so handle click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we have our on clicks there. Over here, we're gonna do our handle click.
Cool.
I'm gonna do functions now because I like to do it my way. So function handle click index is gonna be there. This value is the index.
Yeah.
This is where we're gonna say, just to make it easy, I'm gonna say const new board equals, you know, the existing board values, and then we're gonna say new board at index equals. For now, I'm just gonna say x. Okay, so we're just gonna set them all to x. This is complaining because we need to set a type for this. So index is a number.
Okay.
That's fine. So now if I try and write like a string 0 in here, it will complain over here because it's
cool.
It's not a type number. So that's TypeScript. So I just want to move quickly because I know like I want to get it going, and I also don't want to go on for too long. Like I don't want to go on like much longer past 11. I mean, I'm happy to, but yeah. So here we're setting new board. Yeah. Oh, and this is where TypeScript's great. So I was trying to set it to a capital X, and it says no block type. It's supposed to be a small x. So now it's not complaining anymore. So that's why TypeScript's cool. You know, you can do that.
Awesome.
I mean, we can move this to its own interface if we wanted to. But we'll do that whenever we decide to organize our app a bit more, because at the moment we're just building the whole board here. So, what I want to do is I want to set board now to be the new board that we just created. So we create a new board. We change the new board is the old one based off of this, and we just update this value. So that way we're not like, you know, mutating the existing state. We're setting the state to be a new board. So it's just better practice. Now, if we go to our app, we have a whole bunch of empty things.
Cool.
Now, first of all, for all of these, I'm going to say if it is not equal to this, then show the actual values. I'm just doing everything at once.
Cool.
So again, theoretically, you'd move these into their own components with like an index thing and all that, and you'll have like a handle click and you do some context stuff. But we'll do that in the next video.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So what this says is it's only going to show the value if this case is true. So if it's like the dash, then we're not going to show it. So it doesn't show it. Now if I click here, it's going to fill in with the X's everywhere.
Awesome.
Okay, great. And I mean, we'll do some other like rendering things in here to render like an X icon instead of like the like just the values, but we just want to get it working for now.
Cool.
So another little thing for block, because we're using styled components, we can just say and hover. So we do a hover thing in here. I'll just say cursor is going to be a pointer. And we'll make like a cute little transition. It's not alphabetical. What is that doing there? Transition will be like a 0.3 second pretty thing. Just so it takes time to change color. When we say background color is going to change to like light gray for now. So now if we hover over this, it does like a cool little thing.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah. And just to make our game somewhat playable,
we're going to add in the O's.
yeah, we'll say we'll have a state that says player turn. I guess we could just say is player one's turn.
Yeah.
Or is X turn. And you say set is X turn. And we'll just say that we're always going to start with X.
Cool.
Okay. And this is going to be a boolean. Oops. And its default value is going to be true.
Cool.
So we're going to say if it is X turn, then we set it to X. Otherwise, we set it to O.
Okay, awesome.
And then we're going to, after we do that, we're going to set is X turn to, stood above changing the board, to is not X turn. Is X turn. So we put the explanation mark here to say
yes, it is
toggle
not.
it basically.
Cool.
So now, what happens if you click on here? You say X O X O X O X O X.
Cool.
And then I think while we're at it, let's just add finally like a button under here, and we can style it if we wanted to, but we'll call it clear board, and then on click will be handle clear.
Awesome.
I can say, yeah, and we'll make a function in here called handle clear.
Yeah.
And this will pretty much set board to be this state here.
Awesome.
Say set board to be this thing here. And I mean, if we wanted to, we could set is X turn back to true, just so that X always starts.
Cool.
So that's the basics of how you make the game. But I mean, obviously we want to put it up to Firebase and do a bunch of other cool stuff. And this is like, it's weird.
It's a very long button.
Yeah. I wonder if, is this full container? Yeah. So we can actually justify content center. Or no, not here. If we do it up here,
yeah.
If we justify content center, no, you've got to do it in the row. Okay, so for each row, we're just gonna justify content center. There we go.
Cool.
So now our board's in the middle, and this width should be like about 150. Maybe 153 if you do borders. I don't know. Probably 150. So let's make another button. Export const button.
Cool.
And this is going to be a styled button instead of a styled div.
Awesome.
And here we just say set its width to 154.
Hey.
Let's just see. And now over here, I'm going to change this to button, which will come from up here. So now, helps if I center it. Yeah, I need to justify content center. Do I? Or align item center. I think because we're flex directioning the other way. Yeah. Okay, you were right. We must make this a bit bigger. You can just inspect it. And we can say
I think
like,
154 will be fine.
it's a bit more. 156, I think.
156.
Or 7. I think 6 is good. Okay.
Cool.
So this is 156. And the other thing up here, the container, we are going to align items center. The reason it's kind of reversed is because this is flex direction column.
Yes.
So I'm actually wondering if we take out the row styling now, if we take this out and we remove our justify content, yeah, it still seems centered. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to take this out.
Awesome.
Great. There's our board. We can do stuff. We can clear it.
Awesome. That's
Lovely
so cool.
Yeah, so we have like a way to like at least one person play with themselves. I mean, down the line we can even build a basic AI thing. Like it's like literally a hard coded AI to randomly play against you.
Yeah.
We can maybe do that first. Actually, we could do that tomorrow, just to
Okay, cool.
show off a bit.
Something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome. Oh, this was sick, dude. I'm so
well, I don't
stoked.
know. Let's do Firebase
So
tomorrow
fun.
first, and do the AI thing later when we have a bit of a
Okay, cool.
grasp on things. But yeah, that's so cool. Like we've like built this, and it's funny how we spent most of our time just setting stuff up, but coding this was like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
um,
it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, no, it is awesome. Uh, yeah. So
Awesome. That's very
should
cool.
we call this stream there? I hope that everyone watching enjoyed. I hope it was cool. I hope you like the new setup. Like things are quite nice now. I've got like my little mic over here. Like you can see my keyboard and my mouse is over here. I mean, you can't really see it, but like I've got this whole setup, so it's like yeah, I'm using my phone as the webcam.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that
That's very
is
cool.
me. Any questions before we get going? But I think most of this has been set up and we kind of grasp it.
Yeah.
We've used use state before.
Yes. So yeah, that's the thing also, like now doing it again, seeing the use state in action
Yeah,
is so cool, dude. Like instead of like having the class component and setting this dot state, I mean this state and all that,
yeah.
It's quite cool.
Sweet.
That's very awesome.
Now I need to go make a
I
recap
like it.
video on all of this.
Oh no.
um, but yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much that.
Awesome. Sweet.
So Firebase is set up. We set up GitHub, and we set up our like environments so that we could start like doing doing things. We did a little crash course on TypeScript, which is fun, and
Yeah.
we kind of just built like this is how the interface would kind of work. So
Yeah.
now that we have it working in state, we can like do something with Firebase tomorrow, where we set up
Okay,
like
cool.
how this game is going to like how
Yeah.
like yeah we just do Firebase set states instead,
Okay, cool.
so that like you and I could play against each other. But then you've got to figure out how to
Awesome.
do like the login kind of thing.
Yes.
But yeah, maybe we can even do maybe we should just do implement login stuff as well. We can implement like a sign up page.
Yeah.
Um,
Choose username and all that type of stuff.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
sounds good.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
we'll get like just updating the state and stuff to make sure our Firebase can take this, and we'll pretend it's a game window, and then you have like is X turn,
Cool.
and
Awesome.
yeah, trying
All
to think.
right. Sounds
I think
very
we'll
cool.
have like an is player one turn, and then player like yeah, we'll do it like they keep swapping who starts. It'll be like X always
Yes.
starts, but like the first time you're X, and the next time you're O, like something like that.
Yeah. Perfect.
Or you can have a is X starting turn.
Yeah, something like that. Cool.
Yeah,
I
we'll
like the
figure it out.
player one. The player one will be cool.
Yeah. I mean, you could just say that like this person is player X and player O, but like
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
do something like that, and then you say const like starting turn, and this can only be a we can make another type in here called symbol, and that can be X and O. And then down here you can actually say block is symbol or empty.
Cool.
Like that, or it's supposed to be big symbol. And then
Awesome.
you could say const starting turn and set starting turn. So then you do something like is use state. Oh my gosh, use state. Cool.
Yeah.
And this will also, it will just hold symbol in here. Or sorry, I've got to say capital symbol.
Capital.
So it's good to make your types a caps thing here.
Yeah.
And we'll start it off at the very beginning as X, you know. So then this part, well, because we're loading the app for the first time, both of these are set to true. So this is like, you know,
Yeah.
this is basically starting turn equals X. And then over here, you just, at the end, when you click a new, when you handle clear, you say this is the opposite of starting turn.
Starting turn. Cool. And
and you need to set, actually, you need to set starting turn to be the opposite of what it is now as well. And instead of saying is extra, you just say, because this has to be a true or false thing.
yes.
So, and this over here, so starting turn has to be what it was not. So starting turn, we have to say if it equals X, then we will return O. Otherwise, we'll return X.
Okay.
Okay. And then the set is X turn is just going to be starting turn equals X. So I think this might work. It's a bit like weird with our state changes and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when we do the Firebase thing, you know, we'll do one of those things of like we'll update all the fields together at once.
Okay, cool.
So what I might have to do is say is not here. So if we go look at our app quickly, I got carried away and just started coding again. I really need to stop.
No, it's chilled.
So it starts with X, and now we need to clear this and say, okay, it starts with X again. At that time it cleared differently. So if we clear this, it should start with X. If we clear this, it should start with O. Clear X, clear O. That's good.
Okay.
So you start. I mean, it would make more sense if we had a whose turn is it, you know, thing up here as well. Like, so you could say just a P in here and say player's turn, and then you can have like a thing in here that would say is X turn,
and set it to player 1.
And if it's X's turn, then you say X. Otherwise, you say O. We don't even have to have like a player 1, player 2. You just have player X and player O, and they keep that you know, identity. Now, if you look in the app, you see player's turn is X. Ding,
yes.
ding, change it X. There, O. There. Every time we change it, it changes. I think it is not working perfectly, because I think if you say O, then if you change it, it's like, so it started with O.
I think because that, so if you go and you click whatever, it doesn't like use the next value, so that would be the next value that it's going to use.
Also, if you click on the thing same time over and over again,
yeah,
I'm just gonna do a little style thing over here.
Cool.
There's a thing to make it like the text not highlightable. I think it's pointer events. If I say none, then I can't accidentally like highlight it. No, that just breaks it. Never mind. I'll take that out. We're gonna put images in there anyway. What was I gonna do? The handle click. We're only gonna say if index is equal to the dash, then you'll like actually handle clicking it. Or no, not index. If board at index. That way we can't, now if it's X, we can't click on it. If I click on it again, it won't like do anything.
Awesome. Sweet. Cool, my bro.
Okay, I do think it works now. Yeah, it does work fine. X. O. And then X.
Sweet.
And then yeah, so it's like, yeah, we have a cute little noughts and crosses TicTacToe app. It's just
Yeah.
now we need to make a multiplayer and do like a whole like game system where we log in. And I was also thinking you could actually have a leaderboard.
Yes, that would be so cool.
Yeah,
We can
so
implement it, dude.
you like each player has like a wins and losses record.
Let's do it.
And yeah, so you have like a game to
Now
play.
you're talking my language.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Yo, that's epic. Okay,
So
awesome.
yeah, that's pretty much that.
Cool.
But we'll get there. We need to figure,
Yeah.
like, we need to kind of get the little, like, nitty gritty stuff like working first,
Yes, of
and
course.
then we'll implement that stuff.
Oh, awesome, dude. This
But
was
yeah,
so cool.
it's crazy. Eh?
Rad.
I'll look at like, well, yeah, maybe I'll start it like I did my Sudoku thing,
Yeah.
where I do like the full outer like black thing, and then like
Yeah.
an inner like thing that makes it like mobile responsive and stuff.
Okay, cool.
I mean, this technically is just mobile responsive, except up until there. But a phone doesn't get
Yeah,
that small. I mean, if you do
it
this,
doesn't.
like,
Yeah.
this is what an iPhone 5 looks like,
Yeah.
and it still fits. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. I
It's so
also,
cool.
on our other app,
Yeah.
so we had obviously the three items that like the three, it was the rank, the name, and points. So pretty much just styled everything to fit, divide the screen by three, which is that 33.3% thing.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and then now it works perfectly, eh?
Yeah. Sweet.
On all, yeah, so we sorted
Sounds
on that
good.
too. So,
And my family sent me like pictures of the like surfer beach protest.
oh, how's it look? Please forward it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
send it over
because
to
yeah,
you.
I want to check it out because not a chance I was gonna go get shot with rubber bullets, bro.
Cool.
Awesome.
Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream there just so that I can finally stop coding. I hope you
Yeah.
guys enjoyed it, and
Don't
we'll
stop.
chat soon. Tomorrow, I'll let.
Awesome.
Do you have an idea of a time that works for you tomorrow? Then maybe we can plan it now.
Anytime, bro.
Maybe a morning session again at 9.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, sweet. So it'll be same time tomorrow,
Perfect.
9 to like
Cool.
11, and then yeah,
Awesome.
sweet. Sounds good.
Sweet.
Right.
Cool, my bro.
Cheers, everyone. I'll still
Bye,
chat to you for a little
everyone.
bit. I can show them your face. There we go. There's your face.
Hey.
Yay. You're probably seeing your own face now. But
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Anyways, I am going to end the stream. Goodbye, people. Have fun. Keep well.